Alright, so that was a little introduction to two different types of meditation, bodhicitta meditation. But let's workshop a little bit on how to generate bodhicitta. So like I explained yesterday, when we come to Dharma, of course, our main motivation is to put an end to our own pain and suffering, confusion. And it's perfectly fine to have that motivation. And if you struggle with having genuine, compassionate feeling about other beings, you can try these exercises. And you're welcome to experiment with these exercises. What I mean by experimenting is that make them work for you without altering the meaning of meditations. So first, align your body and relax your body. Become aware of your body. Become aware of energies in your system and let energies flow freely for a few minutes. Sit embodied, meaning your mind and body joined. Attention, awareness of the mind joined with the physical form. And having said that, it means that you allow energies to flow freely. That energy that forms thoughts, perceptions, emotions, the whole functioning of mind, you let that energy flow. You don't arrest any of it. No need to control anything. This is actually a very important point. No need to control. There are paths of yogic meditation where you start controlling and arresting energies with different techniques of concentration, bandhas, locks, different prana manipulating techniques, but this path is not one of those. We work with energy, but don't really control it. Don't try to pin it down. So this is our 4th day of retreat, and because of that we have done lots of prep, lots of different practices, and that's why we already feel quite clear and relaxed. So we won't spend any more time on relaxation, although in home practice you can, if necessary. But one thing that is important when it comes to fixing one's own problems and issues through yogic meditation is that you need to find it's there, but you need to find and connect with the joy, with the aliveness that is already in you. There is a sense of joyfulness, happiness, lightness, aliveness already in you. Find it and connect with it with your whole body. As you do so, the corners of your mouth might spontaneously rise. If you have difficulty finding that joyful, alive aspect in you, energy in you, feel the warmth of your body and aliveness of your body. There is heart pumping in it, blood circulating in it. It is alive, your body is alive. And in the aliveness of your physical body, there is also this joyfulness. So find it there, in that way. And you can't miss it. And that's actually a very important distinction, that that joyfulness doesn't mean like when you're out partying with your friends and having drinks and laughing. It's not exactly that kind of joyfulness. It is subtler kind of joyfulness. It's richer than gross kind of party joyfulness. Richer, fuller. You could even say that it's more solid in terms of embodiment. It feels more solid, it feels more embodied than just superficial joyfulness. What we are doing here, connecting with this basic joyfulness in our bodies, in our being, this is a form of loving kindness meditation, metta meditation. Metta meditation can take many forms with different well-wishing and affirmations or prayers. It is extensively practiced by Buddhists of many types, and you can find instructions online. But here we use a bit more direct way of going about it. It is perfectly fine to use affirmations or well-wishing or prayers in verbal form. Perfectly fine. But here we are looking the metta, the loving kindness, from our basic energy and body. Connecting it right away with embodiment. So it's just a version of metta. For a few moments, let that joyfulness increase. Don't only feel it or recognize it a little, but kind of let it come out. Let it come out in full. Your whole body is totally alive. There is no part in your body that is dead. And that's why that joyfulness is already everywhere in your being. So find it and let it radiate like it wants to radiate. Our habits and patterns, what they do is like putting a box around a lit lamp. So the light of the lamp stays limited inside the box. Remove the box. Just let go of your habits and patterns and restrictions and doubts and worries and fears. It is necessary for you, for us as practitioners, to be ourselves. Being ourselves meaning letting our light shine and not be confined inside a box. This goes a long way in healing ourselves. So much healing power, isn't it? Tap into it. Find that basic joyfulness from every cell of your body. Every cell of your body. It's there. Let it come out. No need to visualize anything. No need to imagine anything. Although it might be helpful to visualize, imagine like body being full of light, thick light, maybe golden color, rich golden, might be useful, but it's not necessary. So what happens here? What happens when we take away the box that is restricting us, keeping us small, keeping us bound? What happens when we really let, in figurative terms, let the light that is in us shine openly? What is the effect, the outcome of that? What makes us ill existentially, mentally, physically, is when we start becoming by someone else instead of being ourselves. That makes us ill. But like Babaji said, be yourself and don't try to be somebody else. Be yourself. You need to be yourself to heal yourself, to be a practitioner, to be authentic as awakened, enlightened human being. And being authentic means resolving our issues, healing our pains, from bad experiences. Those memories linger in our system, come up in our mind, or sometimes we suppress our bad memories, traumatic memories, that we don't even remember them. We might say that I don't remember much of my childhood. It's so suppressed. So you simply sit without the box. And of course, there are sensations and events, something to observe in the energy, in our energy as we keep sitting. There might be thoughts, memories, thought associations in the mind. Just be aware, just observe, and keep sitting without the box, letting the original light, figuratively speaking, radiate naturally. So you're sitting there without the box. And what is necessary for us to understand is that even if you wanted, you have to keep your ego in check. So even if you wanted, you cannot release all stuff at once. It is wise to just let the stuff that is ready to be released, release, and not force anymore. You can't force it. When you start forcing, wanting more, you are already in self-centered mode. You're already having an ego trip. So in that case, look back to the self, look back to the idea of me, the one who wants things to progress quicker. Which is the basic application of the two-part formula. So this is a version of metta meditation, loving kindness meditation. It's good, isn't it? Also understand that some things that I have said during this session, it might take time, many sessions for you to really connect to or to discover. For example, that you feel that your whole body, all cells of the body smile, or that you spontaneously start smiling with the corners of your mouth, with your whole face, with eyes, your eyebrows go up a little bit. It might take a while to get to these, for example, these experiences. Understand it. What is most important, that in every session you feel that there is some change, some shift in your being, and that when you stand up, you feel very refreshed and positive. When you feel refreshed and positive, You know, especially those people who have deep trauma, it is difficult to feel joyful and positive, isn't it? Because the trauma is so, how to say, ingrained that you just tend to feel, if not negative, then you tend to feel like numb. If that numbness, emotional numbness, possibly, having been on guard for decades, it might take a long time to really to remove, and it takes specific practices and instructions, specific efforts to get it whole thing removed. But with little steps, understanding that you can't force it. All right, so this is the first part we have now covered in this little workshop of ours. So we've covered the loving kindness metta bit, where we have not had the thought or idea of other beings, other sentient beings. So we will now shift from should I say, like, from self-healing to taking others, all beings, different groups of beings into the boat, into our vehicle. Well, maybe not taking them in immediately, but at least what is necessary when generating, that initial feel of compassion is first to feel the suffering of others. So we'll do that. As you're sitting, where you are sitting, feel into the three-dimensional space around you, meaning the space of your area where you live, town, city where you live. Feel into that space. And because we have a sense of space and sense of intuition, we can also feel into it. We can intuit that there are people in that space. Feel the people in that space. It is not necessary to, see individuals and go into the whole clairvoyant side of it. Just have a general feel that these beings are there. Feel into that three-dimensional space that extends perhaps a mile, 1 to 2 kilometers out. When you feel into that space and human beings in that space, you will also feel that these human beings have energy to them, energetic feel to them. Feel that. Find that. How does their energy feel like? the energy is there, just feel it. At this point, especially if we have had bad experiences with other humans, it is consequential that no, I don't want to do this. This doesn't feel good. I really don't want to feel the energy of other people. I don't. So you feel like, some of you might feel like not doing this, not continuing this. Don't force yourself. Never force yourself. But let me remind you that we do this to heal. We do this to get rid of our pains and traumas. We don't do this just to feel more pain. So don't force yourself, understanding that this can be done in comfortable manner, in comfortable way that doesn't feel dangerous or threatening, alarming at all. This is important to remember. So you just feel, you're open to feel the pain and suffering, confusion, the samsaric mind, the samsaric energy of people in your vicinity. And you're just feeling it. You're not taking it into your body. You're just sensing it. You're just aware of it. So after you've spent a little time getting a feel, getting like a taste of it. How does it taste? What is the energetical quality or qualities of people around me? And then think about it. Conceptualize how the energy feels. Describe to yourself how their energy feels like. What is their state? Free and happy, or restricted, chaotic? Open or restricted, in pain, without pain, with or without happiness, with or without peace? Everybody in all of everybody everywhere is looking for happiness, is looking for just to be happy, just to be content. Are these beings whose energy you're feeling happy? Is it the energy of happiness that you're feeling from them? I would say that when we as human beings and living beings, when we come to a point where we realize that our own pain is caused by our delusion, self-delusion, And when we practice the Dharma, yogic meditation, to a point when we feel relief from our own confusion and pain and suffering, so that we transform a little bit, so that we have little bit changed, little bit shed off our pains and confusions. And when from that shift that has taken place, we bring our attention to the world around us, and we become aware of the fact that the energy is heavy and it's stale, extremely stale. People might be driving expensive new BMWs, have fancy houses, have things go well for them. They might be pretty healthy physically, but the energy is extremely heavy, stuffy, stuck. Restricted, limited. It is like saying that in two-part formula we say, in the second mode we do the affirmation, I, me, me. It's that energy, that self-centered, selfish energy that is felt from the vicinity. Isn't it? But we have met the Dharma, the teachings, have a little bit healed ourselves, got benefits, the so-called benefits of Dharma. So a question, how does that shift those benefits that you have gotten? How does it make you feel about in relation to other people who don't have those benefits, who haven't had the chance to heal themselves through practice? How does that make you feel? There are three options to that question. You might feel indifferent, doesn't really bother me, I don't need to be bothered, I don't need to care about that. Or you might go from there to the direction of I don't want to be. I do not want to be in connection to that energy, those people. It's not my problem, it's theirs. I'm not involved with this. So first, indifferent. The second is, what do you call that? Like a pushing away. Not my problem. And the third option is to meet it. Listen to it. Connect with it. And if you react that way, automatically you feel and you start thinking. Non-conceptually you feel, and conceptually you start thinking. Is there something I can do to help? Is there something I could do to help? It's heavy, it's stuffy, it's really, really heavy. These people don't feel good. Can I do something? In meditation, can I do something through my actions, physical actions? Is there something I can do to help? Isn't it that already when you ask that question, the energy the energy opens up and there's light, figuratively speaking. There is light, there is this energy that relieves and releases that heaviness, stuffiness already when asking that question. But let's take this one thought further. I want to help these people. I want to help these beings. There must be something I can do. My own suffering has been relieved to a degree, and therefore something can be done to suffering. Something can be done to the suffering of others. And I want to help others. I might not be perfect as a person, as a practitioner, but there is something I can do, and that's something I will do. See the difference in energy. In traditional instructions of loving kindness meditation, metta bhavana it is called, you wish well. May all the people of my village be happy. May all the people of my village be happy. You send out this wish and you say it with meaning so that you mean it. You put little energy into what you say, what you think, so it gets charged. That thought of metta, maitri, loving kindness, gets charged. May the people of my village, may they heal of their traumas. May they be relieved of their heavy energy. May this heavy energy from their individuals, among families, between relatives, between neighbors, from their homes be released. May the energy of love, compassion, kindness, happiness, joyfulness, and peace completely engulf them, completely embrace them and their homes. Simple prayers, simple well-wishing, but very powerful. So may this good energy, healing energy, energy of love and kindness spread all the way that 1 mile away to all directions, 1-2 kilometers away, to all people inside that sphere, to all homes inside that sphere. This is still meditation of both Hinayana and Mahayana. Hinayanis also do this meditation. And what happens is that we can heal ourselves to an extent just by doing that joyfulness that is already in our body and mind, and just being in that experience. But here we start healing and fixing the relationship between myself and people around me. That's the thing. You start healing, you start changing the way how you think about and how you relate to other people. I think that most people, traumas of most traumatized people are people related, human related. Some people get traumatized by illness or dog bites or accidents, but I think most people get traumatized by other people, and that is very important to address. So now we have worked with a limited mandala, limited sphere of 1.5 kilometers, 1 mile away. We can extend that sphere to 6-7 miles away, 10 kilometers away, to our state where we live, to our countries, to continents, to whole world. But what is also part of metta meditation instructions is that our subconscious mind remembers especially the bad events and the people related to those events. Maybe if you have suppressed your bad memories, your conscious mind your head don't might not remember the people right away, but our subconscious does. And again, please understand that we are doing yogic, meditative, healing work on ourselves. The purpose of doing the following is not to relive one's trauma and be hurt by our own trauma again, by remembering people who have been bad to us and hurtful to us, and by remembering hurtful moments or events that have happened to us. So this we need to understand. This is not about forcing, this is not about increasing our pain. It's about healing our pains and traumas. I have perfect metta meditation because metta, the doghisattva, just came next to me. So it is my impression, and you can verify or falsify it to me, but it is my impression that Most people's traumas are people related. Lots of people have social anxiety, don't feel comfortable with family members or some people who we have bad experiences with. Some people don't want to go to crowded places because of this, and so on. So when you feel ready, so that you do not have to force yourself, when you feel ready, you can start going through those people individually who you have bad experiences with and wish them everything good. First, you can sit with them, just feel that energy between yourself and that individual. Just feel that energy. And then start healing it, start working on it by wishing well. And wishing well with energy, you put meaning into it. You charge it with will. You charge it with willpower. So may the person who bullied me at school, I'm going fast forward. So I'm just describing you what you can do. So may the person who bullied me, you might remember the name of that person, remember how she or he looked. Or somebody relative who said hurtful things to you, or somebody who you love. Whatever happened to you, think of that person and wish well and really put energy into that positive thought. And when you do that, probably many times, the energy in you starts shifting, changing. You notice that your anxiety decreases. Being on guard decreases. Being fearful decreases. Which is the same as healing our traumas, healing our psychic injuries. So here I have given few thoughts, few instructions to heal ourselves and to heal the connection between oneself and other people, and heal the connection between oneself and then individuals who have hurt us. This can also be used if you have hurt others. You can do the same. Heal the connection between you and somebody who you have hurt. So these techniques are useful from the perspective of healing of trauma, but also from the perspective of compassionate motivation, bodhicitta, in Dharma, which leads to full enlightenment. Of course, in Mahayana Dharma that we practice in Amrita Mandala, there are also the so-called basic prayers and also bodhisattva vows, there is also something called taking bodhisattva vows and taking refuge in the 5 jewels. So the simplest bodhisattva prayer we have is, may all beings be free. That's the simplest one. This has been extended into thick scriptures, big books, and extensive commentaries by different masters of Dharma. For example, Shantideva in Bodhicharyavatara, available in English. So this has been extensively explained by different Dharma masters, the meaning of it, the concept of it, related things to it. So the basic idea is that all life is interconnected and that we are personally connected with many beings, many people, life around us, nature around us, that consists of sentient beings. And then we have many past lives who we are connected to. So we have countless connections at this moment through our nadi system, going outwards, creating karmic connections with others. And then individuals at the end of each nadi in our system, they have their own connections. And that's how the microcosm of our body-mind is connected with microcosms of other individuals, creating a huge system, huge macrocosm of connections. And that's how all life is connected. And that's how all sentient beings are affect each other. Let's momentarily think about this from the perspective of attaining full enlightenment. Each one of us has thousands of connections to individuals, and when we are samsaric beings like others, we are like it's kind of like a vast spider web that is full of flies that have been caught by the web, and we are one of the flies, perhaps struggling against the web, just like countless other flies are struggling against the web. But what if you become significantly liberated from samsara? Perfection of 6th bhumi, become an arhat, very different to other flies. Perfect 10 bhumis, so different from other samsaric flies struggling in their webs. If you become a light body Buddha, you radiate such light and energy and pure blessings to the other flies caught in the web that they are affected by it. They are already affected by 10 bhumi perfections, 6 bhumi perfections, even a little bit by 1 or 2 or 3 bhumi openings. So to get to that ultimate full enlightenment, we have the so-called bodhisattvahood and bodhisattva vows. One should not take bodhisattva vows before you really want to take them. It is not an ego trip, it is not like a medal in your chest. I'm a bodhisattva, I have taken bodhisattva vows. Being a bodhisattva means that you have understood and connected with the suffering of all beings, human beings, all classes of beings, in a way that you really deeply feel that it is of importance to me to do my utmost to help others. Some teachers give bodhisattva vows and refuge on people's first retreat. I have never done that. I have always required at least 1 or 2 years of practice and feeling strongly about bodhicitta, but I think that I still have given bodhisattva vows and refuge too loosely. So I just said that as a requirement, a practitioner needs to have connected with the meaning of bodhisattvahood and bodhicitta really strongly and feel that it is of utmost importance to do something about it, to help it. This is my requirement for giving bodhisattva vows and refuge to my students from now on. And nobody is forced or asked to make that commitment. It is one's own personal decision, and teachers agreed to it or maybe say that it's not ready yet. But just to clarify the meaning, when you have done all the stages and practices that we have gone through, there are the bodhicitta prayers where you wish liberation to all beings. Saying, chanting and feeling the energy of those prayers is an excellent way to mature oneself, to develop that bodhicitta, which means developing the sight of the fully enlightened being that is inside us already. And when you develop it carefully over time, then at some point you understand the meaning of bodhisattva vows and you want to take such an oath and become a bodhisattva. And despite of dark nights and despite of unresolved issues that you might have at that point, it is of priority for you to become the fly in the web that thinks of others and helps others, assists others, shows the way for others, brings the light to others, so that they, like you, can get relief and eventually liberation. None of us, myself and not you, because you're studying with me, you might have studied with other teachers too, but none of us have gotten the benefit of Dharma in vacuum alone. Think about that. Think about what is the meaning of Dharma, how it has helped you, how our teachers help us, how precious that is. All right, I will also join you in silent meditation for a few moments before taking a short break. to reset our bodies, to shed off tiredness. One of our basic prayers is "May all beings be free," that we chant every day. Let's internally chant "May all beings be free" repetitively while tapping through the body. So lightly tapping with your fingers and in this way resetting the body. Next few minutes. Again, you can use a stick or perhaps a remote control if that's easier to get to reach your back, to be able to tap your back. Very good. Take a moment to feel. And let's chant May all beings be free 3 times. Inhale. May all beings be free. May all beings be free. May all beings be free. Palm to palm.